When I start working with any contractor, the first question I am asked is like, Yaro, how much are we gonna spend this month? How much money we need? How much budget should I prepare for it? And well, it depends on your business. So this video is gonna be split into basically sections. The first one I'm going to be talking about home service business, where cost per lead is a little bit lower, and on the second half I'm going to talk about businesses with really high cost per lead, like roofing, HVAC, or something similar. But first I want to start with the biggest misconception every contractor have, doesn't matter where you're contracting. It is, I'll spend $500 and see how it goes. This is the wrong way of thinking it. Why? Because Google is an AI machine, and the way AI works, if you're not aware, is based on data. The more data you feed the AI, the more accurate results it can get. It applies to cost per lead in Google Ads. If you just give it $500, you get 4 conversions, you see, oh, I'm paying $100 per conversion, you may think that Google Ads is shit and you'll go away. But the reality is that you're gonna lose money in the beginning. Yes, you're gonna pay more in the beginning for lead, but after you give Google 30 to 50 conversions in the first months or in the first 2 months, it will give you better cost per lead because it will know what customers are converting and it will be much easier to find new ones. And just to prove this theory, I'm gonna show you now that Google actually decreases your cost per lead after you spend more and more money. So let's go on an actual ad account here and let's look at the April 22nd to 26th. So I was started running ads on 22nd. This ad account was completely fresh. Nothing has been run on it. And you can see that I spent 170 Canadian dollars for 2 conversions. So it's around $85 per lead, which is really high. And at this moment, you're like, oh, Google Ads just shit, is giving me bad conversions, but you're wrong. Because if we look at the whole picture, so I'm gonna go to my search term report. I'm gonna go from 22nd to 8th of May. You can see here that we got 12 leads and cost per conversion is $53. So you can see that it decreases after Google gets more and more data. And once you reach the number of 30, number of 40 leads per month, this number will go even further down. But then you will have to switch Google strategies. You will have to switch to cost per acquisition strategy. But we're not talking about this right now. All you need to know is that you need to spend money because Google will make the cost per lead better. So for home service business, the real minimum to start, guys, I'll be realistic with you. It's $1,500 to $2,000 a month. And I'm gonna talk about how I figure out these numbers. But for now, just know that if you're spending below that amount of money per month on Google Ads, you're basically donating money to Google. So here is the way I calculate the budget for home service business. The first thing I usually do is I look at the conversion rate. So I look for average CVR for home service business, Google Ads, between 4 and 6%. But this data is not really exact because you can see here that I managed to double that because I know how landing pages work and you can actually double that. So let's say you handle everything yourself, you'll have around 4 to 6%. Let's take an average 5. So average conversion rate is around 5%. All right, and another thing I need to know is average cost per click. So let's look at our account for home service business. Average cost per click we paid is $7.67. So average cost per click, 0.6. I'll take like this. So from this average conversion rate, we need to find out how many people do we need to click on our ads with a relevant keyword, of course, and a relevant search term to convert. So based on our conversion rate, average, we need to divide 100 by our conversion rate, and we'll get that we need at least 20 people to give us 1 conversion. Now, if for a relevant click, we're paying $7.6, we multiply 20 by 7.6, which equals to around $152. So in the beginning, this is pretty realistic money you're gonna pay for 1 conversion. And this is almost the exact numbers I had on my account here. So let me switch back to 26. So you can see I had 2 conversions, but I think I only had 1 conversion here because 2, they came at around the same time, but basically it was 1 conversion and I paid $170 for it. So you can see the numbers are pretty similar in here, so 152 and 170. But now after we spend some money, you can see that our cost per lead decreases significantly. Now it's $53 per month. So we managed to go from 152, which we calculated based on normal data, we managed to go with our ads, with our good conversion rate, to $52 per lead, which now makes sense because remember earlier I said that we need at least 30 to 50 conversions. Well, if you multiply this number by 30, what you'll get is $1,500. So this is how I manage to figure out the exact budget I need for a home service contractor, right? So another question I'm asked by contractors is, Yaro, what is the ideal cost per lead we should have in our business? The golden rule for everyone is this: your cost per lead, ideal, I'll say ideal, should be 10% of revenue this client brings you. So let's say you are in a home service, specifically gutter cleaning. So gutter cleaning ideally is $400. That's the average cost for it. So your ideal cost per lead in Google Ads will be $40. So that's how you can judge yourself, right? But you can even go lower than that if you have a well-optimized landing page. This is the golden rule. If you're on roofing, you install a new roof, it's $20,000. Expect to spend around $2,000 on ads just to get one roof replacement job. So about these jobs, if your job value is $1,000, like let's say a minor roof repair, this math will apply to you. If you're in roofing or HVAC or any of those high value businesses where your LTV of a customer lifetime value is high, this math doesn't apply to you. Well, this applies, but the thing on the right doesn't. So in here, the only solution for you is to make a killer landing page where the conversion rate is very high, so that every third person or second person actually makes a meeting with you, gets a quote from you, and there is no other way, unfortunately, around this. So now I just want to leave a little bit of time talking about small mistakes you guys do when you're running ads. For all of those home service businesses, roofing businesses, you guys are pausing your ads. I don't really recommend pausing ads for a long time, like for weeks, because your learning algorithm kills itself and your cost per lead will increase again once you unpause them. So if your season is running and you want to pause ads for a little bit, don't do this. Better to spend more money, get more clients, pay lower per lead than pausing the ads. But if your season ends, let's say in home service businesses, the only thing we do in the winter is gutters, so you can pause any other campaign because your season ends. So another thing, when you see that your ads are working great, let's say you're getting your ideal cost per lead, you need to scale. And everyone asks, well, let's double the budget, we'll have double the leads. If you increase the budget dramatically, sometimes you can get 2 times worse cost per lead because Google will fail to find the right audience for you. So if you guys see that your ads are working perfectly, don't double the budget. Don't. Do 20% increments of your budget and do it once every 3 days. So you gave Google a little bit more space to optimize for higher budgets. And another mistake I see a lot of you guys doing, whether you're working by yourself or you have someone to manage your ads, is, yo, it's been 1 week. Where is my ideal cost per lead or something? Google needs time, guys. So don't judge yourself by 1 week, judge yourself by month. I know you will spend money, but you have to judge yourself by months, not weeks of ad spend. And let's say your cost per lead is very high and it's not getting lower, you should not decrease your ad budget, guys. What you should do instead is fixing your landing page, because if your conversion rate sucks, it doesn't matter how much money you will spend, you will always lose money. So please look at your landing page twice, 3 times, maybe there is something else to do. But if you don't want to look on all of these metrics and everything seems very, very hard, I can do it for you. I can go look at your page, tell you what's wrong, and everything can be done for free on the initial call. So if you want, you can go on ykcreatives.com, the link is in the description, get a call with me, I'll give you a free audit of your business during the call, and then we'll go from there. So I hope the information in this video was useful to you. All I'm asking you is to leave a like and a comment under this video to let me know if I'm giving you enough value from these videos, and I hope to see you in the next one.